We're talking Black Panther teaser trailer today on BK's Bullets. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK's Bullets. I just watched the Black Panther teaser trailer that was revealed today during the NBA Finals, or tonight actually, and wow, oh wow, am I impressed, amazed, and excited to see this movie. I'm not ready for this, to put it quite frankly. I don't know what to think about this. I don't know why. I don't think I've seen a teaser trailer for a Marvel movie that has got me this excited since, Iron Man or Avengers or one of those other really early Marvel films. Those were the ones I got really excited about. Everything that's come out since then, like Doctor Strange trailer, I was like, okay, looks fine. I'll go see it. I'm, excited to go see all the Marvel movies mostly. But this one, there's something about it that I'm particularly excited about seeing. Now, I am not a Black Panther expert. I think I've read very few Black Panther comics, and as my good buddy Ian Levinstein will attest, or he will say about the ones that I have read, they were probably the poorest of the bunch. Because I read Black Panther during Marvel Civil War, and I forget the writer, but my buddy Ian Levinstein absolutely hates that guy. Anyway, so I picked it up when Black Panther married Storm, read a couple issues when they joined the Fantastic Four, between those books and Black Panther and FF when him and Storm were filling in for Reed and Sue. And so I've read those issues, and that's about my exposure to Black Panther as well as, anything in Marvel Civil War, things like that. But this movie, or this teaser trailer, just got me all pumped up. Just the tone is great, the music selection is top notch, the way things hit with the beat of the the hip hop song they chose and stuff like that, really well done. And I know it's done a lot in trailers today, but there's something to this movie that is I think it's gonna hit big. I hope it does. If we saw Wonder Woman do anything this past weekend, and hopefully it's performing well this weekend, the Black Panther should do just as well, because that trailer looks better than any Wonder Woman trailer that I saw. I am really excited about Black Panther. Not that I can't believe it, I just didn't think I would be this excited and think it was this cool. Trailer opens up, you have Claw talking to the Hobbit. I'm so excited that Andy Serkis is back in the Marvel movies, that they didn't forget about him as Claw. When they were doing the casting announcements for Black Panther, they never mentioned Andy Serkis. They never mentioned the guy from The Hobbit, that they were part of the cast. So I'm excited that they're there. I love those actors, and I love those characters. Not really the guy from The Hobbit. He's supposed to be in the comics, his character is a liaison between the UN and Wakanda. But Claw is not quite the quintessential Marvel Black Panther villain, but he is one of the more well-known ones because I think he was involved in Black Panther's origin tale in Fantastic Four when he was introduced over there by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I am most familiar with Claw from the Fantastic Four cartoon in the 90s, where he appeared and Black Panther appeared and stuff like that. He's got he's missing an arm, and in the comics he's got a sonic cannon that works off vibranium. He lost the arm in Avengers Age of Ultron, so they were setting that up there. He's still missing an arm in this film. And not only is he talking to the UN liaison, you see him in action later on. So I think that is exciting. I don't know how big a role he is in this movie. It seems to be this is a Wakanda, Africa, central focused movie. I just think it's cool that he's there, maybe even if he's just the beginning. Something else I thought was really cool is Wakanda in the comics has traditionally been an isolated country, but a very rich country because of the vibranium that is only found basically in Wakanda, and also in the comics I think it's in Antarctica in what's called the Savage Land. Wikipedia that shit. I'm not going to explain it here. But they've been very rich because of that, and they sell and trade vibranium, and that's how they develop new technologies that no one else has seen before, and have this vast amount of wealth and things like that. This movie is we're not quite there yet with Wakanda. As far as what it looks exactly like it was in the comics. They have technology we don't have. Their buildings and architecture are better than anything you've seen. It's way more sci-fi than anything in the Marvel Universe right now. it's just strange how they got all that wealth to build all that if there was no trade with the outside world. Because in that opening sequence, they're talking about Wakanda as being actually the El Dorado of legend, you know, the city of gold that everybody thought was in South America. It's been in Africa this whole time, Claw says. He's the only one who has seen it and gotten out alive. So apparently they are really, really isolationist until, you know, T'Challa's father, was killed at the beginning of Civil War. So not quite sure when this movie takes place, probably right after Civil War. Just really excited to see this, man. After that, it's no scenes anymore. You know, that was kind of like the setup, and then it's just cut, just like any old teaser trailer of cool things to show you. You got Michael B. Jordan, I think, is the main villain in this movie. Not quite sure, but he's kind of positioned as that. You first see him behind a mask. It's got horns on it. And then you see him with his kind of like side-swept hair. It's kind of like my haircut, but, you know, curly and shaved on the sides and, you know, dreads kind of thing. He just looks badass. Michael B. Jordan is a cool-looking dude. He just looks mean and angry this whole film. He was great in Creed. Ryan Coogler is directing this movie, so they're a team to watch. They also did Fruitvale Station a few years ago. So he's definitely like one of these actors that found a director that he works really well with, performs well with while working with them, and it seems like they're going to be a team sticking together for a while. I guess the thing that I was amazed about this trailer is that I was more excited to see all of the other characters in the film except for Black Panther. Maybe because I've seen him before, but I was just impressed, astounded, and amazed, and just, wow, they're going full Africa. They're just like, this takes place in Africa. It's better than anything you've ever seen. It's cooler than anything you've ever seen. And you're going to want to live in this country by the end of this movie. And I'm convinced that I'm going to want to move to Wakanda, do whatever I need to go over there to live in that cool country, just like T'Challa and all his buddies and stuff like that. You also see the Dora Milaje. If you don't know what they are Black Panther's Royal Guard. They are all women. Typically they have like shaved heads or braids. I saw a couple characters in the trailer that are the same characters with different haircuts, so not quite sure what the uniform is, but they're all wearing like this red uniform. If you recall from Civil War, he had that female bodyguard who challenged Natasha Romanoff, or the Black Widow, to a fight, and she was like, "Oh, honey, not today." And there was a picture released the other day on Twitter, and it was just the chairs, and it said like Black Panther, or T'Challa, Natasha Romanoff, and Steve Rogers. So there's probably a good chance that we're going to see some sort of showdown, because they teased it in the last Civil War movie, hopefully. But it's kind of confirmed that Steve Rogers and Black Widow will be in this film. Hopefully for a little bit. They weren't in the trailer at all. It seems like they're just saying, you know, here's all of our main characters. You don't need to, you know, pay no attention to the other Marvel characters. This is not about them. This is not Spider-Man Homecoming. I hope to God that this is not Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm kind of iffy on that movie, but it seems like they're relying way too heavily on Iron Man, and this movie seems like it's not relying on the appearance by those two characters at all, because so far they have not used it in marketing. You had the Black Panther teaser poster dropped the other day, and it was kind of so-so. It was just him in front of a CGI background. A lot of it looked terrible. It was like, you know, I don't care about the background, but did you build him a real chair? It didn't look real. It was kind of cool, but it just, I don't know. It's just too simple of an image, maybe. If that was the first photo released from, or still or something, that would have been cool. But to be a poster, it needs more pizzazz. I don't know. But anyway, back to the teaser. So there was a guy wearing a cool like teal suit with one. You know, I've seen in Africa you have some of the tribes who like elongate their necks slowly by having the rings there, or you have people with like the giant. You know, it's translated now to the U.S. with the giant gauges in their ears, but it's like a solid disc. This guy had it in his mouth. Like his lower lip was just this giant thing. So I don't know if he's like Black Bolt and doesn't talk at all. He just looked really imposing and frightening, to be quite frank. Because he had like this look of intimidation. Like this is, you know, I feel like this movie's going to be very political. You know, not in terms of like current events, but we're going to see how T'Challa and Wakanda, I'm just speculating here, But by all the stuff that I've seen so far, it seems like we're going to have a lot of, threats inside the country and outside the country, both, physical threats that need to be fought, as well as ideological threats that are probably challenging whatever T'Challa is doing, or if they're trying to be more democratic, or if they want to enter the world, and T'Challa doesn't want to enter the world, still wants to keep the status quo. Just looked really, really cool. So I am excited about this Marvel movie that I have not been excited for. Previously, I was interested to see where it was going to go, but man, I'm so hyped to see this movie. So I'm going to be drinking all the Black Panther hype as it comes in. I'm so jacked for this movie. So it comes out in February of 2018, I believe right around Valentine's Day. So that's going to be the movie that I'm going to take my wife to. Sorry, baby, we're not seeing any romance next Valentine's Day. It's going to be all Black Panther, and we're not going to want to go back. So thanks, guys, for watching. I will see you in the funny pages.